In New York, hundreds of police are starting to evict Occupy Wall Street protesters from their base in Zuccotti Park. These pictures, streamed via the internet, show police moving in. The demonstrators have been camped near the city's financial district for 2 months. They're protesting at what they say is corporate greed and social inequality. Well, let's speak to Kath Turner, who's at the scene. She joins us on the line now. Kath, we're hearing that police have been dismantling tents and evicting protesters. Tell us what's happening there now.
Yeah, surely right now I'm about 1 block from Zuccotti Park in the financial district of New York City. It's 3 a.m. and there are hundreds of police. The barricades are going up. I'm looking at a truck right now which is putting barricades around the park. They are stopping the protesters from crossing the streets and they're penning people in. I was just in a group caught about 2 blocks away and the police were very heavy-handed. They were shoving us onto the sidewalk, saying stay on the sidewalk, move away, move away. They have been dismantling tents. I want to tell you, after 2 months, this was very much, hey Julian, this was very much an Occupy Wall Street area in the fact that they were entrenched. This was a living area, a full camp with kitchen, libraries, total facilities. All of that has been destroyed. We've seen pictures of rubble building up on the corner of the park. These police are intent on getting rid of these protesters. Just to add there, the New York Mayor, Michael Bloomberg, has tweeted and said that the protesters can move in after the dismantling of the park and the cleaning up has been done. I'd say that's not too far away now, but of course there won't be much left for the protesters to return to.
And clearly this is a deliberate police tactic, doing this in the early hours of the morning to catch the protesters asleep.
Absolutely. From what we've heard and the people we've spoken to, they were given about 10 minutes warning. The police moved in very quickly and surrounded the park, and then they used a megaphone to tell the protesters they had 10 minutes to evacuate, to leave the area before they were going to get in and start raiding. We have not heard any confirmed reports of violence or anyone being manhandled as they were pushed out, but there was certainly a very concerted effort. You're right, it's in the dead of the night, 3 a.m. This was the way to get the protesters as they were sleeping. There's still a couple of hundred who have been camping through the night. It's a very mild night in New York City tonight, so some people were still awake, but they moved in very quickly, and there's a little bit of force being used, I'd say, to get these people onto the sidewalks, and they've now got free rein of the park.
And Kath, is this just about being able to get in to clean up the park, or is this a wider crackdown on these protesters, which we've seen taking place across the country?
Well, about a month ago, there was an attempt by New York City and Brookfield, which is a company that owns the park, to clean the area. They said they need to move through because there were concerns about sanitation. But the Occupy Wall Street protesters rallied and thousands of people turned up, and the Brookfield and the New York City mayor backed off and said they weren't going to clean after all. And the protesters said this was a false pretext to try and get them out. But however, they haven't even pretended to clean the park. This is a genuine attempt to dismantle any kind of occupation, any kind of settlement here. So I think the cleaning has gone out the window, and really it's just a complete sweep through. There won't be hardly anything left. As I'm speaking to you, Sheila, I can just see a couple of people being arrested and taken away now. There has been a little bit of push and shove here. But the main action is happening on the park, which, as I said, will be quite bare, I'd say, when we'll be allowed back in there, perhaps in half an hour or so.
OK, well, no doubt we'll be getting an update from you then, Kath, for the moment. Thanks very much indeed for that. Kath Turner in New York there.